James Renouf and Mark Gannon here, and welcome to another video. This video is titled Why Legal Counsel Instead of Filing Yourself for an IEEPA Tariff Refund. That's a big question that a lot of people have is why not just do it myself? And Mark, I think we were going to do things a little different. You were going to ask me some questions and we'll go through it if you wanted to do that.
Okay, so just before we start, James, is thank you for everyone joining in and listening. I hope these are informative, and that's really all James and I are trying to do is just inform. So on that point is we're not legal, a legal counsel, and what we thoroughly recommend that you do is just don't believe us. Go and do your own research and get some legal advice. But please get legal advice from the right type of attorney. This is a very specific niche, tariffs and trade, and there's only 150 lawyers in the whole United States that can actually properly advise you on this, and there are only 10, yeah, 10 law firms that actually have these lawyers in there nationwide. So please, please, please do your own research. Okay, James, are you ready, mate?
I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. So these are we're putting James in the $52,000 seat, and here we go. So these are some of the questions that we've been asked, and so here's some of the answers. So, James, why do clients need a law firm to be involved at all in this IEPA refund process?
Because with IEPA, it's dealing with areas that the IRS scrutinizes. It scrutinizes a position. So a reasoned legal opinion documents that the position is more likely than not correct, which is the standard that protects against penalties and supports the return. So this is a big deal in that the IRS is scrutinizing this. We're talking about a lot of money here. We're talking about billions of dollars. So this is not trivial. This is not trying to get a $50 refund from your local municipality for whatever reason. This is a big deal. Um, and when we're talking about tariffs and the notion that the whole reason this is happening is that those tariffs were deemed illegal, that those are some big words, big money, big words, and the bottom line is you need a law firm to get involved to make sure that you're getting the appropriate refund that you deserve.
Absolutely. Well said, mate. Couldn't have said it better myself. So who is our legal partner?
So like Mark said, there are only so many lawyers that are able to um, act on your behalf in terms of the International Court of Trade. And this is a U.S. tax law firm that issues written opinions on each engagement. And the firm signs every opinion that goes out the door, their letterhead, their bar number, their malpractice insurance. We have a top 100 law firm that we're partnering with. And there's only approximately 100 plus lawyers that can even do this. So this is a very, very niched, small group that can do this, and we're working with one of our partners that are on top of this. You can't just go down to your local lawyer on the street. You can't just go to a broker. You can't just go to a CPA. It's very, very specialized, and that's why we've worked with the appropriate partner that cannot just say, "Oh, yes, we can do that." And they've never done this before, and they think they can. They just now all of a sudden you're months and months behind because they're not actually as qualified as they should be. We're working with qualified representatives.
And James, if I can just cut in here to this particular law firm partner of ours has got over 40 years experience. And also please be aware is that uh, there there's now a rush of attorneys going to go and get these new qualifications or additional qualifications to argue in the International Court of Trade, but that they're inexperienced. They're inexperienced. I mean, our legal law firm partner has got their own division of that deals with tariff and trades. They've got their own office in Washington, where the Customs and Border Patrol Department is, and they've got offices all throughout the US. So, you're playing with some very high quality legal firm here. Okay, so this one's an interesting question, James, because people would have this as a question. Does the law firm actually work with clients' existing CPAs?
Exactly. So in Canada, they're called chartered accountants. In the United States, a CPA is a certified professional accountant. And the quick answer is yes. So the opinion is designed to give the CPA cover to take the position on the return. They coordinate directly with the CPA so nothing falls between the cracks. So in other words, they are an enhancement to the CPA, and that's a big deal to have that because this we're talking about judgments in court cases. That's why you want to have the lawyer backing that up.
And how, James, is this different from a CPA giving advice?
So a CPA can prepare the return. So I don't want to minimize a CPA. A CPA is absolutely a professional person, but at the same time they're preparing the return. But this is a big one here. But only an attorney can issue a privileged legal opinion. Let me say that one more time. A CPA can prepare the return, but only an attorney can issue a privileged legal opinion. So privilege matters if the position is ever questioned. Communications with counsel are protected in ways that CPA communications are not. So it's a different world. It's a different world, and that's why when we're talking about again billions of dollars that could be accessed, you want to do it right. You want to do it properly, and that's why you want to have legal counsel.
And the other thing to add on to that, James, is once it goes to the attorney and you engage the attorney, there is legal privilege. So the client attorney privilege comes into play, which is very, very important, especially if you've got, something that you're not sure of and possibly may have done incorrectly that puts you in a compromising position to do with these tariffs. Um, yeah, you need to have this legal privilege. Okay, next question, and this one's a biggie. What happens if the IRS challenges the position?
Well, the thing is, the term is more likely than not opinion. So in other words, a more likely than not opinion is the standard defense against accuracy related penalties. The opinion itself does not guarantee the position wins, but it documents that the taxpayer acted within reasonable cause and good faith. So that's the thing. We're not the companies, the people that are trying to get these tariffs, we want to have the presumption, the assumption that we are acting in good faith, that we're doing this properly. Again, dotting your I's, crossing your T's, and that's why you want to have the proper, well-vetted lawyer team that can make sure that this goes through the proper way.
And James, I'm going to throw a curly one at you. Let's see if you've been doing your homework. Does it really matter if the client ends up losing the law the legal case in them
That
getting their money?
Yeah, that is, well, that's an important point. And that is with our partners, and Mark, remind me of the term of what that's called, but basically there are lenders that are out there that are so confident in this process with our legal team that they will actually effectively guarantee that money regardless of whether or not the case wins because they're that.
That's
So what is that term again, Mark?
it's called non-recourse lending. So what that
Non-recourse lending.
means, yeah, what that means in essence, win, lose or draw, it doesn't matter because they'll pay you out now. So they actually buy your claim um, from you, and no matter what happens, they take the risk. They take a small chunk out of it, but that's you're getting your money now, and as we say here, you're we win, lose, or draw, you're going to get paid. So is it better getting the money now or waiting till the court case finishes? And
Well,
then
that's the thing. If the court case finishes, Mark, first of all, how long does it take for that court case to go through,
1 to 2 years.
right? And you are not guaranteed that you win that court case. And
Correct.
and this is early on, but what happens when there's a bunch of court cases that happen and things can happen? There's been other
Delays.
exactly, and been other programs, and all of a sudden things can change again. We are in there's a sense of urgency here. We've talked about that in other videos. So get the refund you deserve while you can. And so that's another
Absolutely.
important point. So that's why the non-recourse lending is such a hot hot topic and a valuable tool.
And James, what is the window that people can, as in companies, can get their funding back?
Well, that keeps getting less and less and less, which is great. So if you follow that process, now we're it's unbelievable. And every time we talk about that, it seems like the time frame is getting shorter and shorter. But now we're talking about days or weeks as opposed to months and years. And that is just absolutely incredible, especially when we're talking about the potential refund amount that you're getting. So there's more and more lenders coming in. There's more and more lenders that are effectively fighting for this money because they're so confident in it. Fighting to get you that money, I should say it that way. And so now we're talking about days and weeks as opposed to years.
Yeah. So if you allow 2 weeks, that would be that could be quite accurate to actually get money in your bank. I mean, it's gone to as little as 5 days, but be conservative and say 2 to 3 weeks is totally reasonable to get paid out. Okay, great, James. Thank you on that one, mate. And this one is, how long does it take to actually get an opinion from the legal firm?
So again, this is getting quicker and quicker because of the tools and software and process that they've been doing. They're getting better themselves the more and more of these that they're filing. So they know exactly what they're looking for. Um, in terms of HTS codes and ACE accounts and other nuances that we're not diving deep into. They can get right to it. The bottom line is you mentioned a real key point. We're talking a couple of weeks now or a few weeks from when the law firm has the documents it needs, and then the complex. It depends on the situation, of course, but complex fact patterns can take longer. The firm sets expectations engagement by engagement. So we don't want to say definitively it takes 5 days. Definitively, it takes 2 weeks. It can depend, but from what we're seeing, it's moving faster and faster and getting more and more sophisticated in a good way in terms of the legal side.
Okay, thank you, James. And cost, what's the cost of the legal opinion?
So that is something when you fill out the form below, it's no cost to fill out the form, and we'll have people reach out to you. And then again, depending on the complexity of the specific case or refund, the pricing is set by the law firm, and before you commit to doing that, that is disclosed with you. And we can't share the exact fee because it can change based on the particular situation. But the bottom line is, again, to go through this process, you'll fill out the link below, fill out the form below. It's a free phone call. They'll talk to you about the process, make sure that you are a company that they are confident they can move forward with. Then they talk about the what the potential cost is for them to provide that service.
Correct, correct. And what happens in many cases is that's built in at settlement as well, the costs. So your out-of-pocket expenses in many cases is nil. But again, that changes step by step, and you'll know because you've got to sign what's called a letter of engagement with a legal firm. and they will be totally clear and totally transparent. And at that stage, you'll also know what your refund will be as well. So, yeah, so that's it. So thank you, James.
Absolutely. Thank you,
So
Mark. Go ahead.
thank you. So what you need to do is, as James said, there's going to be a link just below this video. Please go and fill it out. The questions are only questions to confirm your details and that to confirm that you're what's called an importer of record. It's very simple. And what will happen is our processing partner. So we have two teams here. We have a processing partner called Opscale. They'll reach out to you to actually go through how to make sure that you're set up correctly before they pass you over to the legal firm. So that's it. Thank you, James, and click that form below,
Yep.
and
Click
we'll
below.
see you shortly. Thank you.